Today we're going to be covering how to install a deadbolt into a garage door, a wood door. It can be an interior or exterior wood door. This one just happens to be on the exterior of a garage. What we have here are the tools necessary to complete the job. We have, of course, we have a hammer. Any hammer will do. We got a chisel, 1-inch chisel. 1 inch is preferred, but other chisels will work just fine as well. We got a 2 1/8 hole saw. We've got a 1-inch hole saw. We've got a 1-inch spade bit. A couple different size drill bits. You're going to want medium size and a small size. Then we've got a cordless. You can also use an electric drill. We've got a tape measure. This is going to be for checking the distance between the two different latches. On a residential, you're going to want 5.5. That's a pretty standard residential distance between the center to center on the latches. This is template. This comes with most residential locks. Quick set, Schlage, Weiser. It's just a cutout. We're going to be using this to make sure that our back set and as well as alignment of the latch is correct on the door. This is a center mark for the latch. I'll also be showing you a method by which you can use the latch itself to indicate where to drill the 1-inch into the door jamb. So this is not absolutely necessary. The rest of these tools are pretty much essential for the completion of the professional installation of a deadbolt into a wood door. I'm going to be going over how to professionally install a deadbolt into a wood door. Today we're working with an exterior garage door. I've just shown you the tools that are essential for the job. Next we're going to be covering the preparation, and then we're going to start drilling the door. First thing you want to do is you want to lay out a tarp. This is so that all the wood chips that you create from the door can get caught by it, thus not creating a huge mess, especially if it's not your home and you want to impress someone. I'm using a canvas tarp here. You can also use a regular plastic tarp, or even a sheet is another thing that works just fine. This is, I believe, 6x9 or 5x9 canvas tarp. As I indicated before, next we're going to find our center-to-center distance between the two strike plates, the strike coming out of the door with the current knob, and the strike, the latch that is going to be the latch for the deadbolt. So we're going to take our tape measure, and I'm going to place it right up on the side of this latch right here, and I'm going to measure 5.5 inches up from dead center, and it's going to be right about there. So center of the latch to the center of deadbolt is going to be 5.5 inches. You want to double check and triple check that measurement. Very important. Drill once, measure twice. It's always a rule of thumb. Drill once, measure twice. Now that you've gotten that measurement, you can see it's 5.5 inches. That's center to center on the bolt. Now we'll go ahead and make our first mark for our lock itself. We're taking our template. As you can see, it's a very simple template. Now we're going to mark our marks for where we're going to be drilling our holes in the door. First, we're going to line up our template on the side. We're going to find the mark that we marked with a pen on the edge of the door and align this template up with that. Like so. Wrap it around the edge of the door, holding it securely there, and then we're going to poke right here with our spade bit, and that's going to mark the distance from the edge of the door to the center of the hole, which is going to be in line with this one here. Once again, that is 2 3/8 back set, first hole on our template. We're going to measure that twice, make sure our holes are in alignment, and then we're going to take and do the same thing on the other side of the door. Okay, we're ready to drill our first hole in the door. We're going to take our 2 1/8-inch hole saw bit, and we are going to go down the side, and we're going to drill the inside of the door first, and then we're going to drill the outside before penetrating all the way through with our hole saw. This keeps the wood from shattering out, which is essential when drilling the door. Once you get in there a little ways, you're actually going to want to open up the door and come from the other side. A good rule of thumb is once you see the tip of this pilot bit pop through the other side, you're going to want to switch over and begin drilling from the other direction. We've just gone through the other side, so now we're going to open the door, come from this side, and finish our hole. Spade bit, which is a 1-inch drill bit, and we're going to stick it on here, and we are going to drill our side angle. Try to keep your spade bit at the proper angle here. It can be quite difficult, so if you're ever in concern, just kind of move aside, make sure that it's going in straight. Once you feel the tip of the spade bit, as you can see, poking through the back side here of the hole, we want to remove the spade bit, and this is where we use the 1-inch hole saw. The 1-inch hole saw will keep that hole from busting out on the inside and make it a nice clean install. So once again, check your leveling, make sure it's nice and level, and go on through. Now, at this point, you can kind of hold it up and see if you need to adjust it at all. I need to adjust mine up a little bit to get that latch so it goes in straight, and that would be about perfect right there. On a little guide here to determine the proper spot on the door jamb to mark for our bolt. So stick that in there like that. Once again, if you don't have this, I'm going to show you another method here momentarily to accomplish the same task. So with this guy, you stick it in, and then you just push ever so gently, and it'll tell us exactly where we need to drill. Light right there, but my marker is right there. So then we're going to go ahead and take our 1-inch spade bit and just finish that hole. This hole needs to correspond to a 1-inch bolt, so it does have to be fairly deep. Sometimes it does require that you go into the 2x4 just a little bit, so keep that in mind. With a deadbolt, you do want to throw all the way, thus deadbolting. If it doesn't throw all the way, if this doesn't go into the hole fully, you will not be in the deadbolt, and you can actually shimmy the bolt back with a flat blade or a putty knife. One way to find the proper way to install these, once you've got your hole drilled there, is to actually throw the bolt, line it up center, and you can look on both sides here and you can see the distance of the gap on each side. And then we're actually going to want to take our chisel. So throw the bolt like so, stick it in here, and then take our chisel as a guide and go around the latch itself, marking the sides, the proper size for the strike plate itself. You check your squareness, check the distance here and here, make sure it's the same. You usually do it by eyeball. If you're concerned, get your tape measure, adjust it. Once you have that, then you take your chisel and you start chiseling. Okay, the proper method for chiseling this is you want to first go around the square that you've just drawn and take a good bite into it like so. And that'll keep the wood from peeling as you chisel. And then take your chisel and then just start cutting away at the wood. Clean it up a little bit more. We'll take just a hair more off. And like that. Doesn't have to be beautiful in there. Mainly you just want this latch to sink in, like so. Now that we've done that, you can take your spade bit and mark the center of the holes, like so, and like so. And then you're going to take a drill bit and you're going to pilot those holes so you don't split the jamb when you put your larger screw in. Now typically when it comes to the screws, I would say that the larger the better, since we're going to be trying to bite into the 2x4 behind here. Oftentimes where they put this strike plate, the 2x4 is right in the middle of it, so you kind of want to angle your screws back to catch onto that 2x4, which is the support structure for the door jamb. So I'm going to be taking my drill bit, and as you can see, I'm going to be angling it in that direction. Like so. There's the top one, and then we're going to... There's the bottom one. We're going to hold that up there like so, and then follow that pilot hole all the way in. Now that we've installed the strike plate on the door, we're going to go ahead and install the latch into the door. Just like we did on the door edge, we're going to take the bolt and actually stick it in here. Excuse me, on the jamb edge, we're going to stick the bolt in here like this and use it as a guide for installing and mounting the bolt itself. Now that we've got our box shape cut out in the door, we're going to do the same thing that we did on the edge of the door, and we're going to go around the perimeter of it, and we're going to just take those a little deeper so that we don't split the door out when we start to chisel. We take our 1-inch drill bit, 1/8-inch drill bit, and power them in. The last thing to do, now that we actually have this lock on the bolt in the door and the jamb prepped, is install the lock itself. So this tailpiece rotates. What you want to do is you want to rotate it to correspond with the hole in the bolt, quite simple, and install it like so. Just stick it in there, press it in. Different manufacturers install differently. This would be the inside. Take this, stick it on there. These are Phillips head bolts here, so we're going to go ahead and just going to start with our hand. Both of them start with our hand. Then we're going to take our electric screwdriver and just drive them all the way in. And one thing you want to do at this point is just come out to the outside and make sure that the keyway is straight up and down. If it's straight up and down, finish driving the screws in. Like so. And there you go. Door locks, door bolts. Let's open it up. Take your keys, stick on the bolt, and you can see nice and smooth. Key comes in and out smoothly. There you go. And there you have it. That is how you professionally install a deadbolt on the wood door of a garage or house. Same thing for metal door, except a metal door, sometimes especially a commercial metal door, it would be a different backset, meaning the bolt would be over here a little further, and you'd be working with metal instead of wood. We will cover that in another installment. Thanks for tuning in. As always, NorCal Locksmith, signing off.